coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Hello, everyone. Residents of Howland mourn the loss of a favorite corner store following a devastating fire.
Plus, the latest from the campaign trail as the candidates race towards the finish line.
And the Travis Mills Foundation stands to win an important gift, but they need your help to get it.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you so much for joining us, and happy Friday to you. We made it to Friday once again. And so far, it's looking like it's going to be a pretty nice weekend out there. We'll have some clouds, but it's going to be really warm, too.
A remarkably warm weekend. Yeah. In fact, Devin has all the details.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. And your first weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, let's get right into things this morning. Some patchy dense fog developing in a few spots near the Waterville area where we are seeing some fog that's causing visibility to get down to about 2 miles or so. And we might see this expand a little bit more close to the Bangor area, a little bit more before things begin to ease up just a little bit. So be careful if you're making that morning commute. Some patchy fog is starting to develop this morning. And we haven't talked about this in a while. A small craft advisory now in effect, and this will last until 7 a.m. on Sunday. Some gusty winds on the way through the weekend will cause some surf to get a little bit active, which is why these have not been issued until 7 a.m. on Sunday. And notice that expires in standard time with a time change that happens Saturday night and early Sunday morning. We have a few clouds in the northern parts of the state, but everyone else pretty clear other than the fog that has been developing out there this morning, so please be careful with that. But high pressure right to our south, though, keeping us very nice, keeping a lot of the activity to the north. Really no meaningful chance for precipitation anytime soon, although there is a small chance on the way next week. But moving forward, though, a beautiful day. We'll get the fog out of here. Just a few passing clouds, but otherwise a lot of sunshine and clear skies overnight as well. Maybe a little bit more fog on the way as we head towards your Saturday. A little bit of wind on the way, though, out of the southwest, about 5, maybe up to 15 miles per hour, especially along the coastline, but further to the north, not too gusty. Moving forward, your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Plenty of sunshine, a few passing clouds in the afternoon, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you very much, Devin. Well, in today's news, a sad update to report this morning following this week's deadly fire in Levant. A second person who was trapped in that fire has now passed away. It was early Monday morning when flames erupted in a home on the Avenue Road. One person was killed in the fire, and his father died this week while being treated at a hospital. Maine Department of Public Safety spokesperson Shannon Moss says 78-year-old Charles Daly passed away on Wednesday. Moss says it's believed Charles's son, 29-year-old Eric Daly, is the other person who passed away, but his identity has not yet been confirmed. Charles Daly's wife is recovering from smoke inhalation at Maine Medical Center in Portland. Moss says at this point the fire, which started just after 3 a.m. on Monday, is considered accidental. She says it appears to have started in or near the furnace. A total of 5 adults were living in the residence on Avenue Road. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the family, which lost everything in that fire.
Country stores have always been much more than a place than to pick up groceries or gas. They can be the center of the community where people catch up with friends or hear the latest news around town. That's why this week's loss of a special corner store in Howland is so difficult for local residents. Matthew Duronsik has the story.
You know, it's a devastating blow to the community right now.
These are the reactions from residents of Howland after this convenience store went up in flames Wednesday night.
I couldn't really believe it because, I just come outside and it weren't, and it was, so.
I just thought it was so devastating. Like, just last night it being up and then getting that phone call that it's on fire.
According to Howland Fire and EMS Assistant Chief Patrick O'Kane, a call was made more than 10 minutes after the store closed.
The business closed at about 9 o'clock. The employees left. It appears that the fire started in the kitchen, but that's under investigation right now.
The store has been serving the town as long as anyone can remember.
I could remember when I was a kid, so I'm 57 years old, so I know it's been there for at least 45, 50 years.
Residents and regulars could only stare in shock at the now fire-damaged property. For regular customers like Dale Dixon, he says the corner store is the life of the town.
It's going to hurt the community because a lot of people stop here for gas, snacks. The good cooks here, they cook pretty good food.
in the community has a message for owners Jeffrey and Mary Aarons.
Us as a store, obviously, we're all always there for them. We talk more on a regular basis with, I guess she would be our manager, but she knows that we're all there for them. They know that we're there for them, and obviously the community will come together to support them as much as they need.
If they decide to rebuild, there's 15 contractors right in this town that's going to volunteer their time to rebuild it for them.
Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Well, in other news this morning, a traffic stop in Medway led to a high-speed chase, and 2 people are now facing charges. According to the East Millinocket Police Department, shortly after 4 o'clock Wednesday morning, officers were conducting a traffic stop when the car sped off. Police say the car reached speeds of up to 100 miles per hour, eventually slowing enough for 2 occupants to jump out. They told police they were being held against their will. Well, the pursuit went through multiple towns and lasted 58 miles. Eventually, the driver crashed and tried to flee on foot. After initially refusing to identify himself, the driver was identified as 34-year-old Brandon Bouchard of Presque Isle. Bouchard was arrested and taken to Penobscot County Jail. He's charged with multiple offenses, including kidnapping and unlawful possession of drugs. Another occupant, 35-year-old Marianne Paul of Connor, was summoned for unlawful possession of drugs.
A Waterville man pleaded guilty in federal court to fentanyl trafficking. Police arrested 31-year-old Patrick Hansen in October of 2021 after receiving information that he had threatened another person. After his arrest, police found 7 packages of suspected narcotics on him, including one he kicked under the door at a police station. In total, police seized approximately 43 grams of a mixture containing fentanyl. Hansen faces up to 30 years in prison and a fine of up to $2 million.
A federal judge sentenced a Bangor man to 2.5 years for drug trafficking. 40-year-old Christopher Churchill pleaded guilty in April to possessing fentanyl with intent to distribute. Court records showed Churchill's vehicle was searched during a traffic stop back in April of 2021. During that search, police found what they described as a large amount of fentanyl or heroin. Churchill was sentenced to 30 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release.
The Travis Mills Foundation is nominated for a big prize and a big vehicle. Travis Mills says his foundation is one of 5 finalists in the Land Rover Defender Service Awards in the category of Veterans Outreach. The awards are to celebrate charities that do so much for veterans, like Travis Mills' Retreat for the Wounded Vets. Because the foundation is a finalist, it has the chance to win $25,000 and a new Land Rover, which Travis Mills says would go a long way.
We have a lot of great volunteers that drive our families when they fly in. We fly in 8 families per week, and they fly from all over the nation. And when we drive them up to our retreat, it takes our vans and all that. But this Defender, if we do get the chance to win it, we'll be stationed in southern Maine. We'll make sure that people can get in it when they get here from the airport and ride up in it.
So here's where you come in. The public gets to vote on which of the top 5 finalists should win. Voting ends Sunday, and the winner will be announced on November 12th.
That'd be a great thing for them. A nice car, too.
That's sweet. What a good Veterans Day celebration. Well, the time is now 6:08. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear about the Herman Town Council race.
But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Another warm one on tap for today. It looks like we'll have partly cloudy skies. We'll be seeing some sunshine. And then tomorrow, 70 degrees. Looks like a cloudy day tomorrow, but it will be nice.
We have a lot of great volunteers that...
In Maine, our independence, hard work, and freedoms mean everything, but not to Paul LePage. He's repeatedly attacked women's reproductive freedom. LePage supported letting states ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest, defunded family planning programs, and told extremists we shouldn't have abortion. He's a risk to our health and freedom, and it's why we can't go back to Paul LePage. The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
You've probably seen those ads on TV with the out-of-state 800 number that look like information from Medicare. Some even suggest that your zip code will get you more benefits or even money back. You guessed it, those ads are misleading. So don't call that out-of-state 800 number when your help is right here at home. Do what I did and call the Senior Planning Center. They have trusted professionals all over Maine.
Call the Senior Planning Center at 223-6565. That's 223-6565. Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
This week on Wheel.
What up, though, Pat? That's how Detroiters greet each other.
What up, Doe? What? It just doesn't sound right.
It's America's game.
You played the Wheel of Fortune slot machines, I'm
Yes,
told.
I did. Jackpot.
Wow. Next time you go to Vegas, I'm going with you.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone. There are 4 people running for the one open town council seat in Herman. We spoke with 3 out of the 4 candidates about why they wanted to enter the race.
Seat because there's a lot of tension in the community, and I really want to help bridge that tension and help us work together as a community. We're such a great place to do business, to live, and to be, and I just want to continue that way.
I wanted to run to learn more about the town that I live in is definitely number one. Number 2, I just wanted to be more a part of the community that I live in, meet the people of our town, get to know everyone, and be part of the decision-making process.
Because I want to help out the people of the town of Herman. I want to try to make things better and to find out where the people's money has been going and to improve things.
Well, Anthony Reynolds is the 4th candidate running for the Herman Town Council seat, but he declined our request for an interview yesterday.
Representative Jared Golden held a campaign event at the 5 Fire Museum in Bangor yesterday afternoon. This visit followed Golden's endorsement by the Professional Firefighters of Maine. Members of the Bangor Fire Department and the Professional Firefighters of Maine were in attendance. Representative Golden touted his introduction of the Fire Grants and Safety Act, which would increase federal funding for fire departments across Maine.
Nothing could be worse than having to go fight fires and do the job, lacking the resources and men and women around you that you need to do it.
Golden faces off against Bruce Poliquin on Tuesday.
Well, he does hope Maine voters will return him to Washington when they head to the polls next week. As she said, he'll face his former Republican challenger, Bruce Poliquin, and independent Tiffany Bond. Let's take a look at that race.
Congressman Jared Golden is a 40-year-old married father of 1. He grew up working on his family's business in Leeds and says it was the September 11th attack that inspired him to join the Marines. After serving in Afghanistan, Golden returned to Maine, where he would be elected as a state lawmaker. Now a Lewiston resident, he hopes to return to Washington, where helping people heat their homes, supporting law enforcement, and improving the economy are among his top priorities.
I have put a real focus through our spending bills on trying to address issues having to do with workforce shortages. Have been able to get millions of dollars for our community college system for various training programs that I think are important to Maine.
Golden will once again face former Congressman Bruce Poliquin of Orrington, a Republican who was narrowly defeated by Golden during Maine's first ranked choice vote. A 69-year-old widowed father of 1, Poliquin was an investment manager before being tapped to serve as state treasurer and later serving as congressman. He told me this week the country and state are in big trouble.
When you shut down your supplies of gasoline, diesel, and heating oil, you get higher prices. And this open border with Mexico, 2 years it's been open. And now we're going to take care of a few million people. We don't know who they are, and there's pouring of fentanyl over our border. We're in deep trouble. I'm running because I care and I want to help.
The 3rd candidate is independent Tiffany Bond. She's a married mother who lives in Portland. A family attorney, Bond says government should stay out of health care and is also a conservative when it comes to spending. She says she'll use her experience as an attorney to help resolve issues facing Mainers.
I'm trained as an attorney, and attorneys use adversity to get better outcomes. When somebody points out a flaw in your argument, that's the gift of feedback that lets you have a stronger argument, that lets you have a better policy.
Of course, Mainers will have the final say when they head to the polls on Tuesday. This is Craig Colson reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Well, coming up after the break, we'll have information on the process of early voting.
We'll be right back.
Tonight, the new 2020 true crime.
3 Girl Scouts aged 8, 9, and 10 were discovered today.
My God, what happened inside of that tent? Journey with Deborah Roberts, uncovering the details of an infamous crime. 2020 tonight on ABC.
As a medical group commander in the United States Air Force and a surgeon, I never ask my patients about their politics. It's the same in Augusta. If someone has a good idea, it doesn't matter what party they're from. That's how I passed bipartisan bills, to cut down on government paperwork to make it easier for the uninsured to access health care. Remove barriers to allow small businesses to provide health insurance, and help Mainers who might be at risk of an accidental drug overdose. I'm Dr. Richard Evans, and I ask for your vote.
Well, we're now 5 days from the midterm election, but today is the last day for early voting in Maine. The indication now in Maine is early and absentee voting is at a record-breaking pace. Brad Rogers is in Portland with more.
We just moved here to Lewiston, so we decided to register, and they offered free early voting.
Leo Combs and Wanda Potter were eager to cast their ballots on this last day of early voting and are confident in Maine's elections.
And it's a ballot that you've glued shut, and it goes into a ballot box just like it would on Election Day.
It is locked, it is secured. There is a security camera on the box at all times.
Lewiston City Clerk Kathy Monteo says Maine's election laws are different than in other states.
It is a transparent process. We hire citizen election workers to work at the polls, an equal number of Democrats and an equal number of Republicans, so it's all open for observation.
Now, under a new state law, early and absentee ballots can start to be processed before Election Day, and the clerk's office in Gray started that today.
We have a paper trail that follows that ballot all the way through and coming back. And from us into the machines, and from the machines into blue boxes at the end of the night. So I really feel that it's a secure system.
It's the same in Westbrook.
We had 18 batches to process.
City Clerk Angela Holmes told us they were on batch 15 when we got here. She went through the process for us.
This first table, we're reading off the ballot batches to make sure that everything that came from City Hall arrived here in person and is present. The second table, what they do is they slice open the envelopes and take the ballots out without unfolding them because we don't want to know how people voted.
The ballots are eventually put in the tabulators without anyone here seeing how someone voted. But no votes are counted until the polls close on election night.
And I think they're hearing the same thing up in Bangor. Record numbers of people turning out to vote early. I know, like right now, you can go to the Cross Center and cast your vote early. It's kind of streamlining the process, making it easier for a lot of people.
I know this is a new thing. It's a good thing that's come from, COVID. There's been a lot of changes,
right.
And it's like this is something new that I think makes it a lot more effective for a lot of people.
Let's keep it going. This way, you can kind of vote at your leisure. You don't have to worry about the long lines.
Right. Even though there's laws to protect voting day and getting out there, still, it's just more convenient.
Yeah, we like convenience.
Right. Well, the time is now 6:19.
Time to get another look at our forecast. Looking like a pretty nice day out there.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, here we are, Waterville, seeing a little bit of fog out there this morning. We'll be watching for this as the morning progresses. It might expand just a little bit more near the Bangor area and a little bit to the south and east. So we'll keep an eye on this morning. If you are making that morning commute, you might encounter a little bit of fog before the sun rises and burns that fog away. Small craft advisory is in effect until 7 a.m. for your Sunday. Some winds winds on the way through the weekend will cause the coastline to get a little bit active in the waves department yet again. But moving forward, though, just a few clouds to the northern parts of the state ahead of a system, but further down to the south, not too much excitement other than the wind as we have high pressure not too far away, located right about in here. It's just further off toward our south, a little bit of a front to the north as well with this area of low pressure right about in here. That's causing a lot of fanfare across the central parts of the U.S. This is tracking off towards the east, but for us, though, looking really good with high pressure that continues to be parked just to our south. But here we are. The gusty winds will be on the way, getting up to maybe about 15 miles per hour at its best today, maybe up to 20 miles per hour along the coastline. So a little bit of gusty winds today, nothing too extreme. We'll keep some of it going later tonight, but some gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Definitely cannot be ruled out either overnight tonight and parts of tomorrow. Well, all right, here we are. The wave heights are up to 4 feet. We'll see these increasing a little bit more, which is why those small craft advisories are now in effect, so keep that in mind moving forward this weekend. But again, we've been spoiled in the temperature department. Just one day recently of 53 degrees, which was right near average, but a lot of other days, though, that have been in the 60s, well above normal for this time of the year. As our average high is 51 degrees. We'll reach for the middle 60s today. Then 3 days in a row, reaching for the lower 70s, Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday, possibly record highs on some days as well. So please be noteful of that before we fall into the upper 40s Tuesday and Wednesday, then back in the upper 50s as we head towards your Thursday. And yes, I know it's November, and yes, I'm digging out the monkey meter because the dew points will be on the rise starting Saturday, Sunday, and then parts of your Monday before we fall back well below in our comfortable territory Tuesday and Wednesday, and hopefully we'll be able to tuck this map back, or at least this chart back to bed, at least hopefully for the rest of the season. But otherwise, moving forward, though, some fog this morning. I'll get out of here. A few passing clouds for the rest of the day, and also for the rest of the night as well. We can't rule out just some passing clouds, but otherwise the weather remaining calm. As we move towards your Saturday, some fog may try to develop along the coastline, or at least some clouds, so I have to keep an eye on that. And that may linger through most of the day on Saturday, along with a few passing clouds. So some fog and clouds can't be ruled out, at least as we head towards your Saturday, and also in the parts of your Sunday. But your forecast for today, middle 60s, partly cloudy, southwest wind getting up to 15 miles per hour at times, maybe 20 miles per hour along the coast. Upper 40s to lower 50s on the way tonight, partly cloudy areas of dense fog again, southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 70s, mostly cloudy and breezy, southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Ansley, more extended forecast. Here we are, mostly cloudy Saturday, and also into your Sunday. We pulled out the small chance for rain for your Sunday. Also note the time change, though, as 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. That small chance of rain is now Sunday night into Monday. Monday, highest in the low 70s. We fall into the upper 40s on Tuesday when you go out to vote with a mostly sunny sky.
I don't remember the last time in November we ever had such a forecast.
I know, and stay tuned for the Farmer's Almanac predictions. It's a little jarring.
It's not too good. You don't want to hear that news.
Still much more to come as Good Morning Maine continues.
Winter is coming.
I've got plans. We've all got them. But Bruce Poliquin's plans would put Social Security benefits at risk. He planned to raise the retirement age and cap retirees' cost of living increases. He even opposed allowing Medicare to negotiate cheaper drug prices. But Jared Golden didn't just plan. He passed legislation to cap seniors' drug costs and let Medicare negotiate drug prices. Jared Golden is the man with the right plan.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holdings, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
This Veterans Day, join Fox ABC Maine as we salute and honor our veterans. Are you an active, inactive, or retired member of the armed services? Do you know someone who is? Then upload your photos on foxbangor.com/Maine Heroes. We will randomly select as many veterans as possible to win a gift card. Locally sponsored by McLaughlin Seafood, Mountain Sports Shop, Tossie's Checkout and Convenience Store, and Tony Murray's Fairway Auto Sales.
I am so fearful this winter for oil prices.
We can't go on like this.
Jared Golden's votes are definitely making inflation worse.
Jared Golden is not independent.
Golden and Biden are lockstep.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I cannot support Jared Golden.
We need to make a change. Maine needs Bruce Poliquin.
Bruce Poliquin is concerned with Maine people of all walks of life.
I know Bruce Poliquin cares for Maine, and I know he'll fight for us.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Israeli aircraft struck several targets in the Gaza Strip early this morning. It was in response to rocket fire Thursday night from the Palestinian enclave. The rocket attacks and Israeli airstrikes were the first cross-border violence since a ceasefire ended a round of fighting between Israel and the Islamic Jihad militant group in August. This is new violence flared as Israel completed the counting of votes in national elections held this week. It also comes following the recent death of a Palestinian commander killed in an Israeli attack.
Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is urging North Korea to stand down while calling the U.S. alliance with North Korea, quote, ironclad. Secretary Austin meeting with South Korean Defense Minister Lee Jong-sup yesterday at the Pentagon, the meeting coming in the wake of North Korea's recent missile launches. The allies vowing to stand together in deterring North Korea.
Any nuclear attack by the DPRK, including the use of tactical nuclear weapons, is unacceptable and result in the end of Kim Jong-un regime by the overwhelming and decisive response of the alliance.
North Korea has launched more than 24 missiles over the last 2 days in response to ongoing U.S.-South Korea military exercises.
Now, the CDC updated their guidelines for prescribing opioids for pain, saying their 2016 guidelines were being implemented too strictly. Still, opioid overdoses claimed more than 80,000 American lives last year. Almost 90% of those deaths were from synthetic opioids. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard has more from Washington.
For the first time since 2016, the Centers for Disease Control have updated its guidelines on prescription opioids.
We've had opportunities to listen to, learn from, and collaborate with people living with pain, their caregivers, and their clinicians.
CDC officials found their efforts to curb the opioid epidemic left many patients suffering from chronic pain poorly treated. The study also showed Black and brown patients were not prescribed enough pain treatment as white patients.
Time and time again, research shows that where you live, what means you have, and who you are can result in far less access to evidence-based pain care.
The 2022 voluntary guidelines advise patients and their doctors to weigh the risks and opt for non-opioid treatments as much as possible. This announcement by the CDC just a day after major pharmacy chains Walgreens and CVS announced they will each pay $5 billion to settle lawsuits claiming they inappropriately filled opioid prescriptions. It also warns clinicians against abruptly stopping or rapidly reducing dosages, as it could lead patients to find substitutes. Today, many overdose deaths are from opioids, but it's synthetic opioids, especially illicit fentanyl, that claims the most lives.
We must recognize the challenge and the threat in front of us, rather than to later look in the rearview mirror.
The CDC makes clear these recommendations are just that, recommendations. They tell doctors to tailor use to each individual patient. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Changes at Twitter are causing some companies to halt advertising on the social media platform. A Wall Street Journal, report says a growing number of companies, including General Mills, Pfizer, and Audi, are pasting their ads on Twitter. The companies are concerned about more objectionable content on Twitter under new Elon Musk owner. Others are concerned about executive turnover there. This is amidst news that the company will begin mass layoffs starting today. According to a company email, 7,500 employees are set to lose their jobs.
Big changes coming to Twitter.
Yeah, I know.
I've never tweeted. I'm not one of those.
I know it's common for a lot of reporters.
Yeah.
So
I know. I'm just old.
I use it sparingly.
Do you?
There's too many apps to use.
I do the Facebook and the Instagram thing. That's good enough for me.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can't miss my dance page on TikTok too. I mean, that is wicked awesome. Let me tell you.
You can't miss that.
So, maybe you want to miss that.
Still to come on the second half of our show, we'll have the Farmer's Almanac predictions for this winter.
Plus, we'll discuss what this lingering warm weather could mean for your garden. That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Looking to improve or upgrade your home or place of business? With at-home furniture, appliance, and bedding, and kitchen and bath and flooring, we offer a great selection to do just that. From homeowners to commercial businesses and everything in between, our friendly professionals with more than 50 years of combined experience pride themselves in going above and beyond to work with you every step of the way. And we even offer a full-service appliance repair department. Come and visit us at our Dover Foxcroft or our new Lincoln location. Stop in either location today and see what we can do to make you feel at home.
Napa knows how to stay warm, and with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are perfect for cold weather. And stay warm even longer with a free battery when you purchase any M12 heated gear with Milwaukee's e-rebate program. And while you're here, sign up for Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Your favorite restaurants were half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
If you need coffee,
check.
Tasty treats,
Check.
freshly made pizza, check. Or wine and spirits,
Check.
stop by and fill up your tank and check us out.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Wings, Wings, Wings is hiring.
Come work at Wings, Wings, Wings.
Wings is #1.
Wings does case management.
Bring hope to families by working at Wings, Wings, Wings.
I work at Wings.
I work at Wings. Come work at Wings. Wings, 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 ranked one of the best places to work in Maine for the last 5 years in a row.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, today is Friday, November 4th, 2022. It's also National Candy Day.
You have a favorite candy?
I love all candy. Yeah, I do. I have a big problem with candy. A terrible sweet tooth. If I had to pick one, it's probably like a Snickers bar or something like that.
That's a good one.
Reese's peanut butter cups. I mean, the list goes on.
You're a salty and sweet guy.
I like salty and sweet.
Yeah.
But I have a terrible sweet tooth, too. It's something I always battle. I think I inherited it.
Me too.
You know?
And I love like gummy sour things, which are the worst for your teeth.
Right, yeah. I can't do the gummies. I don't like those. Yeah, my kids love like Sour Patch Kids,
That's
all that stuff.
That's exactly my example. Yeah, gummy bears, gummy worms, but they're horrible for your teeth.
Yeah. With me, it's chocolate, things with nuts in it,
I love chocolate
caramel.
too. Yeah, the little crunch. Ooh.
Yeah.
On Monday, I had candy for breakfast when you were gone. Yeah, I think that's
Monday.
Monday.
I wouldn't put it past myself either.
Yeah.
You know. Candy.
Or Tuesday, the day after Halloween.
And celebrate National Candy Day by buying yourself some candy.
Right.
Today.
All the Halloween candy's probably no
right.
longer on sale. It's all gone.
It's gone.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I ate mine.
Right. Well, on this day in history, in 1922, the entrance to King Tut's tomb was discovered in Egypt. And in 1979, the Iran hostage crisis began as militants stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, beginning a siege that lasted 440 days.
That was huge. I remember that. I think I was still a kid at the time, but it was just huge news around the country and around the world.
Yep.
In 2008, Democrat Barack Obama became the first black president of the United States by defeating Republican John McCain. Today's birthdays include actor Loretta Swit, best known for her role as Hot Lips Houlihan on the TV show MASH. I'm showing my age again by putting those.
I watched MASH, but I had no clue what you're talking about when you asked me that one. Well, former First Lady Laura Bush is 76, rapper Sean Puffy Coombs is 53, and actor Matthew McConaughey is 53 as well.
How about that?
Yeah.
Happy birthday to them.
All right.
Yeah, I love his stuff. He's kind of a quirky dude too in real life, but
he seems like one of those celebrities. You never know with celebrities, but he seems like he's.
I'd like to hang out with him
heart.
sometime. I remember he got arrested one time. He was playing bongos while nude.
I'd like to hang out with him one time.
That.
He got arrested one
time.
Well,
it just sounds like have a good time. You never know what's going to happen at Matthew's house. So,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. If you're going to get arrested, getting arrested for playing the bongos nude, that's kind of a cool thing get arrested for
Yeah. I mean,
it. All right.
Sex offender registry. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we won't go there. Let's talk about the weather. On their birthday, if they happen to be in Maine, they'd have a pretty good day out there. We'll have some clouds, but it's going to be quite warm.
It's a warm one. Devin has all the details.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. And your first weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. All right, let's get right into things this morning. Some patchy dense fog developing in a few spots near the Waterville area where we are seeing some fog that's causing visibility to get down to about 2 miles or so. And we might see this expand a little bit more close to the Bangor area, and a little bit more before things begin to ease up just a little bit. So be careful if you're making that morning commute. Some patchy fog is starting to develop this morning. And we haven't talked about this in a while. A small craft advisory now in effect, and this will last until 7 a.m. on Sunday. Some gusty winds on the way through the weekend will cause some surf to get a little bit active, which is why these have not been issued until 7 a.m. on Sunday. Notice that expires in standard time with a time change that happens Saturday night and early Sunday morning. We have a few clouds in the northern parts of the state, but everyone else pretty clear other than the fog that has been developing out there this morning, so please be careful with that. But high pressure right to our south, though, keeping us very nice, keeping a lot of the activity to the north. Really no meaningful chance for precipitation anytime soon, although there is a small chance on the way next week. But moving forward, though, a beautiful day. We'll get the fog out of here. Just a few passing clouds, but otherwise a lot of sunshine and clear skies overnight as well. Maybe a little bit more fog on the way as we head towards your Saturday. A little bit of wind on the way, though, out of the southwest, about 5, maybe up to 15 miles per hour, especially along the coastline, but further to the north, not too gusty. Moving forward, your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period. Plenty of sunshine, a few passing clouds in the afternoon, temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin.
Well, it's been an unusual fall in Maine for gardeners due to our unseasonably warm weather. It's early November and some flowers are still blooming. At Skillant's greenhouses, they say the toasty fall temperatures and all that rain we got in September and October have added up to some fall gardens thriving. They say many plants are loving the sunny days and cooler nights, and right now it's safe to just enjoy the extra growing season.
Not to be alarmed, though. The weather will certainly turn colder. Even if it's above average, it will certainly turn cold enough for these plants to go nice and peacefully to sleep.
When it comes to cleaning up the garden, Mike says it's a great time to add compost to your garden.
I think a lot of people will be out there doing that this weekend, working around their houses. Well, the Farmers Almanac, not great news here, has released their forecast predictions for this upcoming winter. They predict that the New England area will experience, quote, significant shivers. The earliest predictions for snow call for flurries as soon as the 8th of November. That's coming up, what, next week?
Yeah.
It's got to be wrong.
Yes.
For the rest of the winter, it will likely be an icy and slushy one. But isn't it always, though? Eventually, some more, some less.
Significant shivers are the definition of New England.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a quick look at our community calendar. It's a little bit different than last weekend, though. The Oysterman live performance at 6 p.m. at Buck Library on Friday in Bucksport. That is a part of the festival that's going on in Bucksport this weekend. That's live music. Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, we had those guests on our show a couple days ago. That premieres at 7 p.m. at the Bangor Grange Hall. That will be, that's in Bangor as well. Early bird weekend sales starting at 9 a.m. in downtown Bangor. Shopping deals at most downtown stores throughout the day. And a day of free dental care. You'll have to sign up for this in advance. Register in advance by email at smile@belfast/dentalcare.com. You're speaking my language, 5 p.m. at Colby College Museum of Art in Waterville. Practice your language skills and talk with other art lovers. It's designed to build speaking confidence between art lovers. Tim Caverly book signing, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Bangor Mall. That's the main author of the Allagash Tales collection. We had him on the show a few weeks ago. He'll be doing book signings and sales at the Bangor Mall on Saturday. Culture Fest at UMaine beginning at 11 a.m. in the New Balance Rec Center in Orono. And exploring indigenous ceramics, 2 p.m. through 3 p.m. at the Hurondo Wildlife Refuge in Old Town. And 9 a.m. at the Bangor Historical Society. Santa photo shoot for a cause, a fundraiser. And Rock and Gem Show at 10 a.m. at the Brewer Auditorium in Brewer. You can buy rocks and learn from people of the club. A night out murder mystery in Augusta. Staged murder mystery. Tickets are $35 each. And the Bangor Band at 3 p.m. in the Peaks Auditorium in Bangor High School. That's on Sunday.
All right, take a breath. That's a lot to read.
Yeah, so less stuff going on this weekend than last weekend because, of course, last weekend was Halloween weekend. But
right.
And if you folks, if there's anything that anybody knows of or anybody wants to promote their event ever, especially on the weekend, send us information. That's our email is tv7news@wvii.com. So we'd love to hear from you.
We'd be glad to share it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz with your latest in local sports.
We'll be right back after this.
However you spend your day, spend it in style. At Label Shopper, you'll find designer brands for 30 to 70% less than department stores. With prices this low, you can grab all your favorite styles.
Label Shopper, great clothes, great prices.
From start to finish, Ware Butler Building Supply will get you there. Ware Butler started in Maine as a lumber operation in the 1920s. Like most Mainers, Ware Butler adapted to the times and became a building supply company. Through good old Maine resolve and calloused hands, Ware Butler has grown with locations throughout Maine, including Lewiston, Auburn. If you're a contractor, if you're a do-it-yourselfer, let the folks at Ware Butler show you the benefits of small-town service. Ware Butler Building Supply, Maine, from start to finish.
If you were hurt because of exposure to the toxic water at Camp Lejeune, Congress has made it possible for you to recover a settlement. Former Marine attorney James Beardsley wants to help you.
Call now to see if you qualify. Call 222-2222.
Janet Mills? 4 years ago, we filmed an ad here supporting her. But Janet has been a disaster for the state of Maine. She's driving up inflation, and her decisions have permanently harmed small businesses and our economy.
And she's bad for seniors and Maine families. Mills raised our electric bill, and she's pushing up home heating costs.
We need Paul LePage now.
We've got to vote for Paul LePage.
The Husson University Eagles take on the Nichols College Bisons this Saturday at noon on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We had all three Northern Regional Championship games for field hockey on Wednesday, and now those three teams are gearing up for states. And for the Riverhawks down in Skowhegan, this is not their first rodeo. The Riverhawks won their 21st straight regional title on Wednesday, and if you don't believe me, the proof is right in front of you. Skowhegan trailed late in the game to number 2 Oxford Hills, but they battled back. They tied the game late in the fourth quarter, and then they took the lead and the victory in overtime. So they took home the hardware, but it wasn't easy. And they say that comeback win just shows how tough their team is.
To me, it shows our grit and determination. We've worked really, really hard for the past year to get where we are now. Last night was a tough game, and Oxford Hills is a really, really great team, but I knew in my heart that we were going to beat them.
Now they have survived and advanced to Saturday's state championship game. Well, they'll be going up against Cheverus for the second straight year. They fell 4-1 to the Stags last fall in the big game, so this year they're out for vengeance. And their 21st state title in program history is also what they're out for. And the girls say it's all going to come down to the mental game.
It's all about your state of mind. To me, it's about, we have the skill, we have the experience, we have the coaches. At this point, it's up to our head and our heart and how bad we really, really want it.
All right, wishing them luck on Saturday down in Messalonskee. Over to some soccer now. Those state championships are Saturday as well. And once again, representing Class C North in the girls' state game will be Bucksport. The Bucks, for the second straight year, rattled off a perfect regular season and rode it all the way through playoffs, capped off with Wednesday night's grinded-out 2-1 win over the Halton Greater Halton Co-op for the regional crown. And they say their chemistry, both on and off the field, has really paid off for them between the white lines.
It was awesome. Just having everybody there and being able to work together to get the win again was awesome. It's like a new family for all of us, and even when soccer's over, we're all still going to talk to each other and hang out and have this family that's not going to leave.
We all just played together. We have worked so hard this entire season, and just finally all of our hard work paying off. It shouldn't have gone any other way. We all get along so well. It's literally just a family.
Now, Bucksport is awaiting a familiar foe in Saturday's Gold Ball game. Last year, they traveled up to Presque Isle and fell short to the Southern champion, Maranacook. This year, the Black Bears and the Bucks will meet again, this game being at Hampden Academy, and Bucksport tells me the loss is still in the back of their minds, but it's redemption time, and they just need to stick to their game.
Yeah, I think we have a very good chance. We just have to play our game. We have to control the midfield. We have to run fast, we have to communicate, and pass well.
It definitely pumps us up just because it's redemption, and we're not going to let that happen again this year. I think we also just have to play our game and just communicate more and just play together, and we should be okay.
All right, that game is the final state title game being played at Hampden Academy on Saturday. Start time projected for 5:30. Let's take a look at the other state tournaments, state championship games. For boys soccer, North Yarmouth and Madawaska and Deering, Fort Kent and Waynfleet at Hampden Academy, John Baptist and Yarmouth at Hampden, Scarborough and Brunswick at 3 p.m. at Deering. For girls soccer now, we mentioned Bucksport. For Class D, it's North Yarmouth and PVHS at 12:30 at Deering, Bucksport Maranacook, and then Herman and Yarmouth and Scarborough and Brunswick, a doubleheader between those two teams down in Deering. And now for field hockey, Class C, MCI and Winthrop. In Class B, it's Lawrence and Freeport. And as we mentioned, Skowhegan and Cheverus, the last game, those are all at Messalonsky High School. Let's go to the ice now. Maine hockey has split their last two weekend series, and they're looking to keep it rolling this weekend away from home. Maine has been a completely different team this season. 2 weeks ago, they bested Quinnipiac, the third-ranked team in the country at the time, in their home opener. Last week, they came back from a 2-goal deficit to tie the game and then won in a shootout, taking a win over their second-ranked team in 2 straight weeks against Northeastern. They've now got top 10 UConn on the road this weekend, and when it comes to the Huskies, the Black Bears are going to need to bring their A game, just like every weekend in Hockey East.
You know, we just stick to what we've been doing. I think we've been really good at executing a lot of details that we go over, that coach goes over. Finishing our hits, being physical, asserting dominance, right away in the game, first 5 minutes, and letting that carry throughout the game.
They go and they hit you. They're fast. They have good players. Their goaltending's been good. So, we're going to have to be mentally engaged from the drop of the puck, or else we're going to be deer in the headlights.
Staying with Maine now, Maine women's soccer, a big semifinal matchup at UNH. Black Bears down 1 in the first half, but it's the freshman Julie Losius from Maddie Michaud, and she ties it at 1-1. Black Bears get on the board at the end of the first half. Let's move on now. Later to the second half. Time winding down. Megan Guarnett with the nice cross for UNH, and Abby Meyer is just going to head it in to finish the job. Maine would not put anything else on the board, and UNH heads to the conference finals with a 2-1 victory. So a historic season for Maine women's soccer, but the end of the road at UNH on Thursday. That's all the time we have for sports, though. We'll be right back.
I've got plans. We've all got them. But Bruce Poliquin's plans would put Social Security benefits at risk. He planned to raise the retirement age and cap retirees' cost of living increases. He even opposed allowing Medicare to negotiate cheaper drug prices. But Jared Golden didn't just plan. He passed legislation to cap seniors' drug costs and let Medicare negotiate drug prices. Jared Golden is the man with the right plan.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Jay Pearl from Carroll Harper & Associates, Maine's most experienced Medicare health plans agency. Every day we hear how complicated navigating the Medicare maze can be. Let us help. From enrolling in Medicare to finding the right Medicare health plan, we are your go-to agency. We represent Martins Point Generations Advantage and other Medicare health plans that meet our quality standards. There's no cost or obligation for our services, so call Carroll Harper & Associates today.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Pilots at several major airlines are ramping up contract negotiations. The disputes come as we head into the busy holiday travel season. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty has more on the story.
It may be the most wonderful time of the year, but the holiday season can also be a nightmare for travelers. This year, contract disputes at 3 major airlines could add to the stress. Pilots at American and United rejected tentative proposals for pay raises this week. And on Monday, Delta pilots voted overwhelmingly to authorize a strike. After the pandemic led to industry-wide staffing shortages, unions say they want better schedules and higher pay for working overtime.
We know from last summer there was all kinds of problems with luggage and scheduling and cancellations, record cancellations. So the public's really frustrated, but the pilots are frustrated too.
For Delta pilots, there's still a lengthy legal process to go through, including a mandatory 30-day cooling off period. Travel experts say it's unlikely the dispute would impact Thanksgiving travel.
Our goal is not a strike. Our goal is an industry-leading contract, but we are ready and willing to strike today.
But any new labor deal could drive up the cost for airlines. Passengers would see higher airfare as a result. Ticket prices are already up about 43% compared to last year. According to fare tracker Hopper, domestic Thanksgiving flights are costing about $274 round trip. For Christmas, that same trip could cost almost $400. Travel experts recommend booking at least a month before your flight to save the most money. In Los Angeles, Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Well, hundreds of cats are taking over the streets of San Juan's historic district, and some officials there say they've had enough. According to officials, the feline population has grown so much, the U.S. National Park Service is looking to implement a free-ranging cat management plan. The plan would consider several options to minimize the issue, including removing the animals. The only problem is the cats are so beloved they have had their own statue in San Juan. The idea outraging many people who worry the cats will be euthanized. On Wednesday, dozens of people gathered for the first of 2 public meetings on the issue in hopes of saving their 4-legged friends.
Boy, I don't like the sounds of that at all.
Have you ever experienced a cat colony?
Well, I've seen, some feral cats around and that kind of thing.
But a cat colony?
Not a cat colony.
In Miami Beach, they have one, and they're just like, please do not feed the cat colony. They feed themselves.
Right.
They take care of the rat problem.
Right, yeah.
It's just there's a bunch of cats on the beach.
And they like to go poo and things like that, right?
I don't know. I didn't see any cat poop.
Yeah, I'm sure there's poo involved.
Well, here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
You're welcome for that. Yeah.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Ansley Moore. Ansley has been a realtor since 2013. She works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Alrighty, here we are, Waterville, seeing a little bit of fog out there this morning. We'll be watching for this as the morning progresses. It might expand just a little bit more near the Bangor area and a little bit to the south and east. So we'll keep an eye on this morning. If you are making that morning commute, you might encounter a little bit of fog before the sun rises and burns that fog away. Small craft advisory is in effect until 7 a.m. for your Sunday. Some winds on the way through the weekend will cause the coastline to get a little bit active in the waves department yet again. But moving forward, though, just a few clouds to the northern parts of the state ahead of a system, but farther down to the south, not too much excitement other than the wind as we have high pressure not too far away, located right about in here. It's just further off toward our south, a little bit of a front to the north as well with this area of low pressure right about in here. That's causing a lot of fanfare across the central parts of the U.S. This is tracking off towards the east, but for us, though, looking really good with high pressure that continues to be parked just to our south. But here we are. The gusty winds will be on the way, getting up to maybe about 15 miles per hour at its best today, maybe up to 20 miles per hour along the coastline. So a little bit of gusty winds today, nothing too extreme. We'll keep some of it going later tonight, but some gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Definitely cannot be ruled out either overnight tonight and parts of tomorrow. Well, all right, here we are. The wave heights are up to 4 feet. We'll see these increasing a little bit more, which is why those small craft advisories are now in effect. So keep that in mind moving forward this weekend. But again, we've been spoiled in the temperature department. Just one day recently of 53 degrees, which was right near average. But a lot of other days, though, that have been in the 60s, well above normal for this time of the year. As our average high is 51 degrees. We'll reach for the middle 60s today. And 3 days in a row, reaching for the lower 70s. Saturday, Sunday, and the Monday, possibly record highs on some days as well. So please be noteful of that before we fall into the upper 40s Tuesday and Wednesday. Then back in the upper 50s as we head towards your Thursday. And yes, I know it's November. And yes, I'm digging out the muggy meter because I do dew points will be on the rise starting Saturday, Sunday, and then parts of your Monday before we fall back well below in that comfortable territory Tuesday and Wednesday, and hopefully we'll be able to tuck this map back, or at least this chart back to bed, at least hopefully for the rest of the season. But otherwise, moving forward, though, some fog this morning. That'll get out of here. A few passing clouds for the rest of the day, and also for the rest of the night as well. We can't rule out just some passing clouds, but otherwise the weather remaining calm. But as we move towards your Saturday, some fog may try to develop along the coastline, or at least some clouds, so I have to keep an eye on that. And that may linger through most of the day on Saturday, along with a few passing clouds. So some fog and clouds can't be ruled out, at least as we head towards your Saturday, and also in the parts of your Sunday. But your forecast for today, middle 60s, partly cloudy, southwest wind getting up to 15 miles per hour, at times maybe 20 miles per hour along the coast. Upper 40s to lower 50s on the way tonight, partly cloudy areas of dense fog again, southwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow, lower 70s, mostly cloudy and breezy, southwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Ansley, more extended forecast. Here we are, mostly cloudy Saturday, and also into your Sunday. We pulled out the small chance for rain for your Sunday. Also note the time change, though, as 2 a.m. becomes 1 a.m. That small chance of rain is now Sunday night into Monday. Monday, highest in the low 70s. We fall into the upper 40s on Tuesday when you go out to vote with a mostly sunny sky.
Jared Golden and the Democrats by the numbers. The worst inflation in 40 years. Home heating, groceries, gasoline, all through the roof. 87,000 new IRS agents. $20 billion in new taxes on the middle class. All because 83% of the time, Jared Golden votes with Biden and Pelosi. On November 8, stop the Democrats' war on the middle class. Defeat Jared Golden. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I am so fearful this winter for oil prices. We can't go on like this.
Jared Golden's votes are definitely making inflation worse.
Jared Golden is not independent.
Golden and Biden are lockstep.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I cannot support Jared Golden.
We need to make a change. Maine needs Bruce Poliquin.
Bruce Poliquin is concerned with Maine people of all walks of life.
I know Bruce Poliquin cares for Maine, and I know he'll fight for us.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
Jared Golden says one thing in Maine, another thing in Washington.
Thanks to Biden and his golden boy, Jared, everything is more expensive.
Heating oil is through the roof, and winter is coming.
Jared Golden's policies are going to make people decide whether to heat or to eat.
What's Jared Golden done about it?
He voted to raise taxes on every Mainer.
Jared Golden, independent when it's convenient and liberal when it matters.
Sounds like a typical politician to me.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Here is CVS Health, where they're working to eliminate the pink tax to ensure we don't pay more than men for the same thing. Because women's razors are just razors. Here, healthier happens together.
Tonight, see the worldwide impact of Black Panther. The stars, what will they say? And the exclusive interview with Chadwick Boseman's widow, Black Panther, in search of Wakanda.
You won't want to miss this.
Tonight on ABC.
Well, Dunkin' is welcoming this holiday season with some new treats and a new drink. The coffee chain's holiday menu features a new cookie butter cold brew, a cookie butter donut, and a pancake wake-up wrap. Customers can grab these treats at any Dunkin' location nationwide.
Yummy.
I'm a Dunkin' addict. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. I miss pumpkin, though.
I'm more of a Timmy Ho-Ho's guy.
I love Timmy's, too.
I love them all. What am I
get
talking
it.
about? I
Yep.
love Dunkin', too.
Well, real quick before we go, starting at 9 a.m. on Monday, you can get another antlerless deer permit online.
Go get your deer.
Have a good weekend.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
It's been a great summer.